Hey there, everyone. Hey, listen, today is Monday, April 13th, 2020. I'm telling you that date specifically because obviously many of us around the country and where we're at in our world right now are in a quarantine of some sort. We're in homes. We're kind of feeling a little bit locked down. Maybe there's some fear out there of what's going on in the marketplace, where things are going, where they're headed, how much longer this is going to be. Is it really only going to be through the end of April? How does that affect us as real estate investors and where to go? And so I wanted to state that date so that you knew exactly when it is that I'm recording this, so that when you're listening to this and reviewing this, it hopefully will make sense and give you some insight into where it is that we should go. Obviously, you can kind of see that I had the hat on right now because the wing nuts are starting to get pretty bad since I can't go to the hair cutter. Before, I was thinking about how packed the bars and the restaurants, movie theaters and gyms and such are going to be once we kind of come out of this deal that we're in right now. But boy, I'm thinking the haircut place is going to be the place that's the place to be, at least for this fella, right out of the gate. So anyway, let me give you a little bit of analysis that I have been reading and looking at specifically in the Arizona market, but not just Arizona. So if you're watching this and you are not in Arizona, you actually live in some other city or state in this country, listen, a lot of this analysis is going to apply to you as well because it's general in nature, not specific to Phoenix Metro. But as I've stated before, a couple of weeks ago when I recorded a video, the dynamics specifically in Phoenix right now are still very, very strong on the seller side. There is still a supply and demand imbalance. I'm not making this up. This is stuff that I actually review on the daily as I read things like the Cromford report, all right, that gives us that kind of data. In fact, as of yesterday, and again, this is just the part for those of you, just bear with me. If you're watching this and you're in another state other than Arizona, bear with me because I'm going to get to you in just a second. But for those of you that are in Arizona, and as I kind of look over here at my chart, so you're going to kind of see my eyes kind of look this way here for just a second, in the under $200,000 price point, okay, and that price point right now, we have listings are down 46% from the same time last year. If you're in the $200,000 to $300,000 standpoint of list price, it's down 18%. 300 to 500 is down 11%. All right. Okay, this is good news. If you're a flipper, see, I'm a wholesaler and I'm a flipper, but if you're a flipper, this means that there's less competition for you to be putting up your listing against. Okay, this is not 2007, 2008, 2009 again, where you are literally competing against REOs, foreclosures, pre-foreclosures, and those kind of things that were just a glut of inventory. All right, so you have a absolute still seller's market in this market. Now, that's not necessarily true in all markets across the country, but it is definitely true in this market. Yes, have things fallen a little bit? For sure they have. Okay, they were screaming hot. But the tabling seems to be already happening right now. And as I said, I look at these stats almost on a daily basis here specifically in this market. So for you, if you're on this list, if you're watching this video, if you subscribe to me in any way, whether it's on YouTube or you follow me on Instagram or you're just on my email list, listen, if you are an investor, get out there and keep investing. There is awesome opportunity right now. If you're a wholesaler, there's even better opportunity for you from a marketing standpoint because a lot of people have stopped marketing. They're scared. They don't want to spend money. For the fix and flipper, you should be coming right into a time when the market will come back, right? Regardless of where we're at in how much longer we're going to be sitting in our homes and kind of advised not to go out and go anywhere, that's going to stop at some point. Is that going to be at the end of April? Is it going to be the end of May? Is it going to be June? When is it going to be? I don't know. Okay. I'm not a prognosticator and I'm not going to tell you that I know when that's going to be because I certainly don't, not any more than you do, but I do know that it will end and things will snap back. All right. So wouldn't you like to have the deals, the juicy deals that you could be buying right now and then getting in there and getting rehabbed right now? Okay, construction is still considered an essential business. So for those of you flippers out there, you can be getting your crews to work right now and then getting right into a seller's market. Now, for those of you in markets that seem like they're a little bit scary, a little bit sketchy, all right, make sure you're paying attention to the numbers, not the noise, okay? Don't be listening to the noise. It's so easy when you're looking on social media. It's so easy when you're watching the news, if that's what you do, or reading any story on the internet about the numbers or the death toll or the amount of people that are infected or whatever. Just tune that noise out, right? It's not useful information. It's only useful if you're comparing it against something else, right? So how many people died last year from heart disease, or how many people died last year as a result of the flu? And then we compare those two. Okay, that's relevant. That's important information. But unfortunately, the media likes to kind of live or die by the slogan of if it bleeds, it leads, right? So they want to get their sensationalization out there to scare you and provide fear. Listen, turn that noise off. Put your face down and look at the things that you can control right now. You cannot control what's going on with the coronavirus. You cannot control those type of things, but what you can control is what's true. So what does your market stats say? Where are active listings on the market today versus 2 months ago versus this same time last year? How many properties are under contract right now versus this same time last year? How many properties have sold in this given month versus this same time last year? Those are the stats that you want to be looking at, because those will tell you whether or not the market that you're in is going up or going down or going sideways, right? And there's always a way to make money in real estate investing, no matter what market we're in. Short story here, in 2008, the summer of 2008, from June until the end of the year, I did 6 or 7, I can't remember if it was 6 or 7, fix and flips in Phoenix Metro. Okay, for those of you that don't remember, in June of 2008 in Phoenix Metro, we were in what was pretty much known as Death Valley. I mean, this was the worst real estate market in the country. Other markets like Southern California, Las Vegas, Miami, some parts of Florida were also in just as much of a pickle, but we were literally the worst that you could possibly imagine. I mean, right now we're still looking at roughly just around 10,000 active listings in the single family arena in Phoenix Metro right now today as of April 13th. Well, at that time in June of 2008, we were well north of 50,000 active listings. That's what I'm competing against. And so some of you are saying, well, Andy, what the heck were you doing fixing and flipping at that time? Well, there was a way to make money doing it. You just had to do things a little bit differently. And the way I did that was I was just better than my competition. I looked better. I had a better product, and I was selling it cheaper than they were. So how could I do that? Well, I just found the deals. I cherry picked the easiest stuff. All right. We fixed it up really nice like we normally do. And then we listed it on the market for less than our competition. Who was our competition at that time? Bank owned and short sales. Everything on the market was bank owned and short sales. So if you were a traditional seller who had a property and could make a decision on somebody buying your property quickly, which a bank can't do and a short sale couldn't do in that market, then I was a legitimate seller. See, there were still people buying, even though it was really, really, really bad times and I was having to compete against 50,000 active listings. I could beat all of that as long as my price was better and my product looked better. So that just means I had to buy it cheaper, right? So I could cherry pick. And so I only had to do 6 or 7 fix and flips that second half of that year, in the second half of 2008, and we raked in the money. Our profit margins were massive, and the amount of money that we paid in interest and hard money loans and to private investors, you actually would puke if you knew exactly how much that was. And it seemed like massive risks to other people, but to us, it wasn't that big of a risk because we knew we could do that. All right. So again, I'm not telling you that to impress you or anything like that, but to encourage you that there's always, always, always opportunity. And there's always ways to make money in real estate investing in any given market. The number one thing I want to encourage you to do today now is not sit on the sidelines. Right? Don't sit there and wait to see what happens, because when you do that, everybody else is going to jump in once everybody has figured that out. Right now, it takes a little bit of courage, in fact, maybe a lot of courage, to actually get in there and keep doing what you're doing. Should you buy better deals than what you were buying in the past? For sure. If you're a fix and flipper, should you make sure that you really have your numbers dialed in on the construction budget, what you're paying for your financing costs, and making sure that you really understand the market that you're selling into? Absolutely. If you are looking at doing rental property right now, should you make sure that really you're doing it in an area where rents are still strong, people are paying rent, that kind of thing? Absolutely. If you're a wholesaler, Should you be doing more marketing? Is there more people for us to help out there right now who actually need to sell their house fast for cash? Absolutely. And so then you might say, well, hey, Andy, but I'm a little bit nervous because I don't know if I can sell that property after I get it under contract because there's no investors that want deals out there right now. There's plenty of investors that want deals out there right now. In fact, they're actually, the real investors are the ones that are actually going, I hope you go away because I want to buy all those deals, all right? Be one of those guys, all right? Because those deals are out there. They're there for you to make money. Listen, we can get through this together, but don't be sitting on the sideline. Take action. Don't slow down right now. Keep the foot on the gas. Don't do it impulsively. Do it in a way that you're being very specific, paying attention to the numbers, not to the noise, all right? Pay attention to the numbers and not to the noise. There's lots and lots of opportunity out there right now, and I can't wait for you to go get that. All right, so that's Monday's encouragement today, April 13th. I am Andy Werner. You can follow me on Instagram at Wingman Werner, and we'll talk to you next time. Best of luck. All right.